Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction or read through for the finale, My Hero Academia or Boku no Hero Academia, chapter 430. I'm extremely excited to read. I've really enjoyed the ending to My Hero Academia. I do think I've done a lot of comparing it to previous shonen, especially shonen jump endings, and it's so many series fall apart at the ending or have like a really bad ending. And in reality, I guess Hero Academia's ending isn't good in the fact that it blew me away or changed the way I look at the series or was my favorite part of the series, because I don't think it was any of those things overall, but it just wasn't bad. Maybe that's a low bar, but I'm so used to coming out of endings of long running or popular shonen, especially shonen jump manga, with basically everybody saying, wow, that sucked. I mean, the worst was Naruto, probably. Literally everyone I knew, including myself, was just like, wow, that really sucked. So to have something where it's just like, oh yeah, it was good, is like a godsend. It's so great. So I'm excited to see what we have, and I'm excited to see what the future is for Horikoshi, I guess. Does Horikoshi maybe do some side content? There's even a 430.5 here. I don't know what that is yet. But does he do some side content? He's the type I could see just doing a whole entire other long-running manga after this, now that Hero Academia is done. Maybe it'll be another hero-themed thing, maybe in the same universe. Who knows? But I guess that's about it. I don't know what else to say here for the intro before I get into reading, but I guess I can say that this marks the end of maybe the longest and biggest series that I've covered on the channel from start to finish. You can see me read My Hero Academia from chapter 1 like 8 years ago all the way up until 430 now. The entire thing is recorded here on the channel, and I think that's really cool. It's always a big milestone, like when the last chapter of Beastars came out, when the end of Yakusoku no Neverland happened, whenever these series that I'm covering for years, and it's years of my life spent making these videos, and we reached the end of one. It's like, wow, that's crazy, especially for one that, like I said, this has been the longest. This has been like 8 years that I've been doing videos every single week, except for weeks off and times where I fell behind and needed to catch up and stuff. But you get my point. It's crazy to think about, okay, 8 years and the journey's kind of done. I'm still going to do some videos on the anime until that's done. I still have more reviews and more videos to do on that. Now that we're done with the series as a whole, I might give it a couple weeks to let it really sink in, and then I'll maybe do another tier list. It would be even better if I could maybe get somebody else and maybe do a collab with the tier list, because I feel like my opinions for a tier list probably wouldn't have changed that much. The characters that I absolutely love and that I loved and would have been at tops of tier lists like 2-3 years ago when I would have made some, are probably the same ones that would be towards the top now. I love the characters now that I loved then for the most part. But either way, all of that aside, I guess let's just get into reading. We start off with a color spread, and we've got class 2A, I keep forgetting, including Aoyama as well, though. And then we have Aizawa and All Might there with them. Really nice. And it looks like this might actually be a little bit in the future, too. We got Shoji not wearing his mask. We got Koda's head the way it is. We have Hagakure visible, and we have Izuku with the scar, but his hair is grown back in. And then, what is, again, I mentioned last episode where I was just like, or last chapter rather, where I was like, that feels like that could have been an ending. That really finished off a lot of things in a really good way. So it just makes me wonder, what's left for the final chapter? What is even left for this chapter? It could be literally anything after last chapter. It's already been destroyed. That depends on what you people decide to do tomorrow. And we have the last words from Mizuku and Shigaraki's exchange. People are not born equal. We each take shape differently. which leads us to care about others. I'm getting chills already, and you'll know through this ending stuff, I have like teared up and got pretty emotional over a lot of this. So I'm wondering how hard. I've gotten emotional a lot during Hero Academia. I'm wondering how hard the ending might hit in that sense. It's because one's mind and body are unlike anyone else's that we're drawn to others and search for common ground. Midoriya. And then, hold on. Is this old? Deku-sensei, where are we meeting up for the practical exercises? This is crazy. I'm again just getting full body goosebumps already. We have Koda enrolled in UA and Izuku became a teacher, which is so cool because it makes so much sense, and we see how his hands have ended up over the years. It makes so much sense because, again, he's just running off the vestiges, but he still was/is a great hero, and like what Hawks was saying, people can be heroes in other ways. He can be a hero for his students and raising up the next generation. This was the truth about society. I learned at age 17. And that's so cool, because it's the same speech from the beginning, but instead of it being like I learned it at a young age and he's thinking of it in a negative way, he's thinking of it in a positive way, and he really came to that knowledge when he was 17. At the bus stop, it'll also be a lesson on how to get to USJ. And we see all of these flashbacks. We got Recovery Girl and Gran Torino there. Everyone studying a new arm from Yuriko. There's no denying that on that day, I felt everyone's support, hopes, and prayers. Even now, those voices encourage me. Yeah, I'm totally gonna cry my way through this, aren't I? We have Mount Lady there. And then Shoji and Koda meeting with others, and it looks like it might be like a heteromorph, some sort of like big meeting for them. We have the the Pussycats with Koda and Eri. If sparing a thought for someone else is the first step toward herodom, we got Hawks and Tokiyami, it looks like, as adults. Well, obviously Tokiyami is an adult with older Hawks. And then we have, presumably, Shirakumo's grave with Aizawa and Present Mike. We've got the Todoroki family. Or actually, is that the Todoroki family, or is it just Endeavor and his sidekicks? And then we got Izuku and his friends with the movie character. Even now, those voices encourage me. If sparing a thought for someone else is the first step toward herodom, then on that day, everyone was a great hero. I was hardly cut out for the dream I held, but it came true for me anyway. And the tale that began when my body took action before I could think comes to an end along with the ember of One for All. And we have this book on the League of Villains. I guess that was Spinner's book, maybe? We have Bakugo, everybody cheering him on as he uses his arm that he was trying to rehabilitate. We have Izuku and Ochako. And I think, I might be attributing, but I think this might be, I hope I'm not getting it wrong, but I think it might be Mr. Compress picking up Spinner's book. And then we have Ida making some sort of speech. In that case, why am I still writing this? That might have been their graduation, maybe? Yeah, and then the graduation, because we know it's always some big crazy thing. We have Bakugo and Monoma blasting out of the wall behind him. Because there are more pages yet to come. 8 years later. High school's just around the corner for you bunch. You're to fill out and turn in your career goal forms by next week. It's gotta be UA's hero course for me. Okay, so again, this is just like with the first chapter in Izuku's middle school class. Support items are all the rage these days. I'm shooting to get hired at Lightly Labs. Okay, and also it's really cool because we know that Quirk Singularity and everything, Quirk should be getting even more complex, right? And then that's the design agency where that Brainiac Hatsume works. So we see Hatsume and BBB Kanzaki, whatever, became the design agency people. I'll follow in the footsteps of Dr. Yoshida Ryu, I think that's one of the movie characters, and become a physician who can cure the incurable. You can count on that. I want to join Gel Inc., which went down in history during the Cyber War 5 years back. Okay, so there was a Cyber War. Girl bosses who can code are awesome too, and we see that Gentle and La Brava and some sort of furry ended up there. Wait, you're also shooting for the hero track? Hey, don't peek. And we have somebody with a mushroomish hair? Gonna be kinda tough given your quirk. I mean, come on, Dai. Well, you never know. Especially since the villain emergence rate is on the downturn, which means they're cutting back on the number of pro heroes. We're looking at an era where only the uber powerful can become where only the uber powerful can be heroes. And then everyone's really changed. When we were little, every last one of us was nuts about All Might, Endeavor, Best Jeanist. Again, is this like the little kid from the All Might statue and I'm just not remembering? I feel bad if I'm not remembering some of the stuff. Deku, Great Explosion, Murder God Dynamite, and Shoto. We wanted to be them. I get it. I'm the only one who never grew up. So when I'm feeling unsure of myself, I always come here. Ready to try your best as a first year, Dai? Haha. So yeah, it was. Okay. Tentacle, you've done remarkable work since your debut as a pro. You've devoted your efforts toward finding peaceful resolution to conflicts surrounding discrimination based on body type, which is still a concern in rural areas. In recognition of your achievements and influence, you're the latest recipient of the Imamura Peace Prize. So, okay, I was thinking of Shimamura. I was going to say, hold on, who is Imamura? Who is the prize named after? But I was thinking of Nana Shimura. I'm dedicating the honor to those who joined the uprising 8 years ago. All I've done is stand atop the resolve that they demonstrated to the world. Nothing more. Next in team-up news, Ingenium, Frappi, Creati, and Aravity have been touring elementary schools nationwide, and we see them again 8 years older. Recent times have seen a decline of the villain emergence rate and a broadening of the role that heroes play in society. Part of this expansion is the plan spearheaded by Aravity to expand access to quirk counseling, which is thought to be the most sorry, I just got goosebumps again, which is thought to be the most essential initiative of all in this day and age. Again, she made this reform because of not being able to save Toga, and she was like, if only I could have helped her sooner, because the lack of quirk counseling, or just straight up bad quirk counseling, is part of how a lot of these villains ended up that way. And we see Eddie now, older. Hey, you seen this, Midoriya? We've got Aizawa. Your old pal's about to drop a few notches down the billboard chart. Again. Kachan? Uh-oh. Who said you could get up in my face? I ain't your entertainment. You wanna die, pal? You were trying to clean up his act, right? Todoroki's really gonna take the lead now. Well, he's out there doing good night and day. He might be a little awkward, but he treats all fans equally, with respect. And these days, people are thinking of him as Endeavor's son less and less. You know how Togata-senpai skyrocketed to the top of the chart, surpassing Kamui Woods and Mount Lady along the way? Now Monoma and Hononuki are matching that energy and coming up fast. The other day, Togata-senpai even joked about quaking in his booties. Do you miss it? The thing is, when you and Fua-senpai were chatting all those years ago, a thought occurred to me. Oh, when he saw how teachers had an effect on the students there. I might be quirkless again, but as long as I made use of my experiences to encourage others, well, there's something kind of awesome about that. I'm pretty awesome now, right? Maybe. You should be stricter with your students. I'm telling you, it matters. These days, the type of kids who make it here to learn from us are basically given a golden ticket to be future heroes. We have to be tough. Keep them humble so they don't get big heads, understood? You were so nice to us, though, Sensei. Ever since we all started working, our time off never seems to line up. It's hard to plan get-togethers. And we have a big, like, Class 1A statue. We have a a ad there, like multiple ads actually, using Tokoyami and using Hagakure, and then another video of Kirishima. Absurdly popular with the male demographic, it's the chivalrous Red Riot. Now dive into his surprising origin story. Look, it's Red. Yeah, unbreakable. And we have these kids. Man, I'm getting all emotional and choked up. We see, like, because we spent like hundreds of chapters seeing how like the Class 1A kids looked up to these heroes, and now we're seeing how kids are looking up to them. I do get a real kick out of seeing everyone's success, and when I get to thinking about our time in school, I tend to come here. We see one of the kids trip and fall, and then, much like when he was a kid, Izuku rushes to try to grab him. And then, ouch! And the other kid looks like he falls trying to go after him and catch him too. Close call. Thanks, mister. Oh, and it's the kid from before. It's Dai. Deku? Izuku Midoriya. Whoa, you really exist. Holy cow. Is that so? You're almost in high school? They say the times are changing fast and in big ways, so someone like me can't keep up anymore, since I've got a super wimpy quirk compared to my classmates. That's why I visit the All Might statue and ask him if I can become a hero, like all of you did. And again, I'm getting choked up. Because it's, again, just like Izuku asking All Might. Can I become a hero like you, All Might? And then we see how this moment with Izuku is not at all like the moment with All Might. With All Might, it's the beautiful, you can become a hero. But with Izuku, it's muttering to himself, your quirk allows you to throw those saucer-like objects from your hair. A hair-based quirk. Taking a cue from Mineta, that should be workable. You could stack them for boosted strength and maybe even change their size. Seems quite versatile. Creepy, but encouraging at the same time. Ever since my own dream came true, you'll be fine. After all, didn't you make an effort to reach out with a helping hand just now? It's been my turn to plant dreams in others. You can be a hero. Man, it's so good. We see everyone's arms lifted. It's not just a statue of All Might now. It's everyone, because like they said, everyone in society now is doing their part. Do your best, kid. And he smiles. I'd be lying if I claimed I didn't miss it at all, but as long as I can still inspire and encourage others, then I'd say this is still the tale of how we became great heroes. I love this. I love kind of ending Izuku's story with that. Because so often it's like, oh yeah, the main character became super powerful anime Jesus and had all the powers ever in the universe, and they just beat all the bad guys forever. But with here, it's like, no, Izuku achieved his dream of becoming a great hero in the traditional sense of like superheroes, but then he became a great hero in the sense of inspiring and teaching kids and like bringing up the new generation, like he said, planting dreams in others. And then we see, you're late, kid, and we have the end is grabbed away by All Might, so All Might is still alive 8 years later. I would have met you at the airport if I'd known. I got a surprise for you. Oh, is it a wall scroll? Of course, Izuku. The data obtained from the battle between me and All for One 8 years ago apparently opened up all sorts of exciting possibilities, so they tell me. Just as quirks themselves grow and deepen, so does technology too. You mastered using multiple quirks at once, so I want you out there giving us more data. So, again, it's kind of the thing where, like, basically, All Might just was a hero without a quirk at the end of, like, his final fight. When he had his final fight, he was basically just using a bunch of quirks at once, just using the machines. So it's like, couldn't Izuku kind of do the same? This must have cost a fortune. I can't. My overseas friend and young Hatsume came together to create this, and the project was funded by your old chums from Class A, led by Bakugo. Don't try to hide it. Your body still has a way of leaping into action, right? Take this to heart, kid. You've also earned this power, fair and square. All of us, for all time. Come on, Deku. And we see adult Bakugo. More time to kill than ever. I wonder. We have Hawks. Traffic's all backed up because of a landslide on Warstar Road. And of course because they're all named after Star Wars stuff. Warstar Road. Requesting heroes who can respond. And we see the ghost of Shigaraki and Izuku looking back. This is the tale of how we'll keep reaching out to help for all time. And we see all of Class 1A as adults now. Sorry, I need to take in all of this. Mina looks so cool. I think everybody looks really cool. I actually love these designs. Kirishima looks mostly the same. Of course, we don't really get to see Ida without the armor. It's nice that Aoyama still did end up becoming a hero eventually too. And at first I almost thought that was Hawks. I was like, wait, is that Hawks too? But no, it's Ojiro. It's so neat seeing everyone. Man, it's so cool. I love it so much. Okay, let's actually see what was 430.5. Hold on. Yeah, who is this new villain before the final? Is this someone who stands in the way of Izuku and the others? Is this another movie tie-in thing? Hold on, let me just skim. After Izuku, we can read it. Screw it. Before we do, just in case this derails me, let me talk about the finale. I thought the finale was incredible. I thought it was actually really, really good. I love that they just decided to make Izuku a teacher, but then they're like, but also you can use your support equipment to help you continue to reach out and help others. So it's like, again, I feel like most heroes we saw, like Aizawa, All Might, they weren't really like full-time heroing anymore. They got called in when they needed to, they stepped in when they were around, but they were focused on teaching and bringing up the next generation. And while others like Bakugo or Todoroki, or of course it's really nice hearing that Mirio made it to be like the top of the hero charts and stuff, it's really... I just want to see more of them as adults now. I want stories with them as adults, but I fear that might ruin how good this ending was. I actually think that this wasn't just an okay final chapter. This is a really good final chapter. I love that while the others are focusing like on hero stuff, Izuku himself is sort of in that Aizawa and All Might role, bringing up the next generation. Again, he's still stepping in when he can, when he's around, and doing hero stuff when needed, but he's, focused on teaching and helping others the way that others helped him, which I think is, again, a really, really great teaching thing. Ah, man, it's so good. It's so good. But yeah, let me read this. We're going to read 430.5. The battle ravages Japan, turning into a lawless wasteland. With the time given by Star and Stripe, it allowed the students of UA to train and prepare. They strive to capture escapees. Currently, more and more villains are making an appearance. Please make sure all citizens evacuate at this time. I don't know if this is going to be worth reading or not. But, oh, sorry, big hiccup there. We're seeing all of them capturing escapees. The police are helping us out with catching the escapees, but it never seems to end. And I wonder who did this. It doesn't look like Horikoshi's usual style. I've never read the Team Up Mission, but is it maybe by the same guy that did Team Up Mission or something? We're linking up squads 1 and 2 from here. We're going to be exchanging intel. I just can't stop thinking about the UA kids as adults now. Like, I would really love to see more of them. Like, just go on hero missions and stuff. I would I fear I don't want the series to continue or anything or get a part 2, in the sense that this was so good that I'm like very satisfied with this ending. But then there's just this other part of me that's like, I would love a part 2 with just them as adults. Yeah, we'll do what we can as heroes. And also we avoided the stupid shipping war stuff of, oh, this character ends up with this character ends up with this character. So good. Ah, man, Horikoshi killed it. We can't even rest here. We're all together, so everyone has made it. This place has really been ran through. Probably makes it easy for villains to hide out. It's been really rough with the attacks on the shelter as well. The roads are so bad, are bad, so supplies really can't be dispatched. Sorry. Tripping over these sentences. Yeah, we really have to beef up security. Young Midoriya, how goes capturing the escapees? All Might. With the help from the others, everything's going smoothly. There are still villains the police haven't identified. Stay on your toes. I'm headed to UA. I'm watching you all. Yes, sir. I'm sorry you have to keep fighting. Getting your rest is important. Got it. You take care as well, All Might. Everyone, with this little time, try to get some rest. Nap with all your might. Yes, sir. Thanks, Ochako-chan. I don't need a break, so let's hurry up to the next place. Just take a break, Bakugo. Hey, and he speaks to Izuku directly. All Might was watching. I'm going ahead of you, Izuku. Not quite used to calling him that, are ya? It gives you the heebie-jeebies, doesn't it, Midoriya? Yeah, you've been calling me that for over 10 years. Like that matters. It's normal for childhood friends to call you by your first name. The hell we are. You don't understand a thing. You guys aren't childhood friends. He was a leech. And they get jumped by randoms. Oh, heroes. Aren't you leaving yourselves open? Look for the supplies. Get some cars, too. And then, you thought we didn't notice. In this world, we'll always be heroes. They're running. Then, we see all of the UA students taking them down. Don't look down on us. No matter the situation, we'll always save others. Call the police. We've captured the villains. That's hot. Great work. And then, in the background, presumably, short-towing endeavor. You've done well, everyone. There are eyewitness reports of villains in the Eastern District. Okay, they just used the wrong your. Your continued efforts are making a difference. The details, one after the other. We'll knock them down. Let's go. Then we have more shots of 1A. The future is in their hands. Next is Young Miss. I will. Our time, my time. Okay, it's just a movie tie-in thing. I guess I'll leave this in the video. I guess I won't cut it out, but like, I've made it pretty clear in previous videos. I guess they're canon because they've shown glimpses of them in the manga and everything. I don't really care about the movies. I'm sorry. I'm just so used to anime movies not being very good a lot of the time and not mattering to the canon that, I haven't really given them a proper chance. They might be really good, but I will admit I haven't given them a proper chance. But yeah, either way, that's it. This is my final read-through for My Hero Academia, unless we get a part 2, which I highly doubt. I'm interested to see what Horikoshi does next. Probably take a break, but maybe come back with something else. Maybe come back with something else hero-related. Maybe not. I love the way this ended, though, because I want to know more so much. I want to see more so much, but I think that's a good thing. Leaving me wanting more is a good thing. It's not like it left me wanting more as in it didn't finish, it didn't complete what it was doing, but it left me wanting more as in like, man, I want more of this world, I want more of these characters. I think it was really beautiful. I think it was really well done, but I talked about that as I was going through it. Yeah, Horikoshi did it. He broke the jump curse. He actually wrote a good ending. Insanity. Absolute insanity. But yeah, I guess that's the end. So, if you did like the videos. Like I said, I will be doing more videos in the future, though. I'll give it a while, and then I'll maybe do some discussions or tier lists, something like that. Plus, we got anime stuff to do eventually. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Follow on Twitter if you want. If you want a link to the Discord server, tell me what you... If you want a link to the Discord server, it's free for anyone. Just ask and I can give you a link. But yeah, in the comments and everything, tell me what you thought of this chapter, my thoughts and reaction, what you thought of the series as a whole, the ending as a whole. I personally just loved it. I adored it. But if you want to help support the channel to help me to continue to make videos, you can drop a super thanks down below if you'd like to. But if you want to not just help support the channel and keep videos coming, but also get your name at the end of every video, if you want to get One Piece videos a little bit early, then you can hit join down below to become a member. Go to patreon.com/ patreon.com/Haku of the Tubes, or link will be in the description to become a patron. Thank you so much to people who are patrons and channel members. Thank you to Chosen Regular Evan Holly, Magical Girls, FR Nono, Abyss Knight, JA, The D-Band, and Irony, Cherryton Students, David Langstaff, and Folded Ghoul, Slayer Candidates, SG and Stan Cedar, and Pure Element, Pate Ordealo. Thank you all so much for your support. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here if you've been here. Somehow, I don't know if any of you have, but if you have, thank you for being here from Chapter 1 to Chapter 430. Again, I doubt it, but if you have, I appreciate you and love you so much. Thank you so much, and I'll see you all next time.